こんばんは。リラックスしながらお聞きください。英語で国内ニュースから今日の主なニュースをお届けします。
In Fukushima City, two male workers fell unconscious inside a manhole. One of them, 31-year-old employee Takuto Kano, was confirmed dead on May 20th. Police are currently investigating the details of this tragic accident in Fukushima Prefecture.
A temple building on Miyajima Island in Hiroshima Prefecture was completely destroyed by fire on the morning of May 20th. No injuries were reported. The building, called Raikado, was famous for housing the eternal flame, which is said to have been burning for over 1,200 years since Kobo Daishi Kukai's training.
In the Tokiji robbery murder case, it's believed the arrested couple, suspected of orchestrating the crime, instructed the perpetrators on their roles at a highway service area. High school students involved reportedly split into a group of 3 who entered the house and 1 who drove the car, according to police sources.
Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin have begun their summit in Beijing. They are expected to confirm strong cooperation between their nations. This meeting aims to demonstrate their unity to the international community, particularly following last week's U.S.-China summit, highlighting their strategic partnership.
Victim claims for high-value donations and other damages from the former Unification Church began on May 20, with a 1-year acceptance period. The liquidator will determine compensation from the church's assets. A key focus is whether damages to second-generation members, children of believers, will be recognized alongside other financial losses.
In Hakusen City, Ishikawa Prefecture, 2 male staff members in their 30s at an after-school child club sexually abused 3 female elementary students by touching them. They also psychologically abused them by locking them in toilets. 5 such incidents occurred between 2023 and 2024. The club's director has issued a deep apology.
On May 19th, a 26-year-old former monk, Kenji Namba, was arrested for allegedly touching a female high school student during Zen training at a Heiji temple in Fukui Prefecture. The incident occurred in July 2025. Namba, who was a monk in training at the time, has admitted to the indecent assault charges.
A Liberal Democratic Party research committee has drafted an urgent proposal to strengthen stalker countermeasures. The plan includes studying a system to equip perpetrators who have received prohibition orders under the Stalker Regulation Act with GPS devices. This technology would then notify victims if the perpetrator approaches, enhancing their protection.
In the boat capsizing accident off Henoko, Okinawa, which resulted in 2 deaths, including high school students, it is suspected that the boat captains temporarily allowed students to take the steering wheel. This allegedly happened just before the 2 vessels overturned. The Japan Coast Guard is now investigating the circumstances of this tragic incident.
Dodgers' Shohei Ohtani achieved multi-hits for the 4th consecutive game in a match against the Padres. His impressive performance played a key role in the team's victory, allowing the Dodgers to reclaim the division lead. Ohtani continues to deliver strong results for his Major League Baseball team.
次は社会のニュースです。
An earthquake struck near Okinawa Island before noon on May 20th. Kagoshima Prefecture's Amami region experienced strong tremors, reaching seismic intensities of 5 strong and 5 weak. The Japan Meteorological Agency advises residents in the affected areas to remain cautious for about 1 week, as similar earthquakes may occur.
The Unification Church, ordered to disband, began its liquidation process on May 20th. Victims of donations can now file claims for compensation until May 20th next year. Liquidators will use the church's assets for repayment. This procedure, which will dissolve the religious corporation, is expected to take several years to complete.
A temple building on Miyajima Island, Hiroshima Prefecture, was completely destroyed by fire on May 20th morning. No injuries were reported. The building called Reikado housed a never-extinguishing fire believed to have been lit by Kobo Daishi Kukai over 1,200 years ago during his training.
In the Tochigi robbery murder case, it is suspected that the high school students involved divided their roles at the scene. 3 allegedly entered the house while 1 drove the car. Police now believe the arrested couple, suspected of being the masterminds, instructed these roles, possibly at a highway service area.
A mother, Sumi Tanaka, 74, and her daughter, Chihiro, 52, were found stabbed to death in their Hyogo home on May 19th. Both had multiple stab wounds to their upper bodies, with the mother having more. Bloodstains were found inside and outside the house, and the front door was unlocked. Police are investigating this suspected crime.
The first party leader debate of the current Diet session is scheduled. Leaders will discuss important topics, including the supplementary budget bill and potential reductions in the consumption tax. This debate marks the initial opportunity for party leaders to engage in direct discussion on key national policies this session.
The Liberal Democratic Party has proposed new stalking countermeasures. On May 19th, their task force suggested making stalkers wear GPS devices. These would be for offenders under a prohibition order. The system would notify victims if the perpetrator approaches them, aiming to enhance safety. This proposal could spark debate on human rights.
Heavy rains have caused extensive damage, mainly across inland China, resulting in at least 20 deaths so far. Since last week, various regions have experienced severe flooding and landslides. Authorities are responding to the ongoing natural disasters. The situation remains critical as rescue efforts continue in affected areas.
Hakusan City, Ishikawa, confirmed 5 sexual abuse cases by 2 male staff at after-school childcare clubs. The city recognized these as abuse. Incidents involving female children, including locking them in toilets and touching, occurred between 2023 and 2024. 1 staff resigned, another transferred. Hakusan City vowed to prevent recurrence.
The Ministry of Justice plans to consult the Legislative Council in June. The discussion will focus on expanding victims' involvement in criminal proceedings. This includes extending the victim participation system to cover cases such as stalking incidents. This aims to allow victims a greater role as parties in their trials.
次はビジネス関連のニュースです。
Tokyo's Nikkei average dropped over 1,200 yen on May 20, falling below 60,000 yen for the first time in 2 weeks. This decline stemmed from rising U.S. long-term interest rates and inflation concerns. Higher oil prices due to Middle East tensions contributed to the pressure. Semiconductor-related stocks like SoftBank Group were notably sold off.
Prime Minister Sanae Takaichi returned from South Korea on May 20th. She and President Lee Jae-myung agreed to strengthen energy cooperation, including mutual oil and LNG supply, due to Middle East tensions. They also confirmed efforts to stabilize Indo-Pacific energy supplies and boost critical mineral supply chains. Both leaders will continue shuttle diplomacy.
The first party leader debate of the current Diet session will be held on May 20. Prime Minister Takaichi and 6 opposition party leaders will discuss key issues. These include the need for a supplementary budget considering the Middle East situation and a potential consumption tax reduction on food items.
Painting companies are distressed by a severe naphtha shortage. Deliveries of naphtha-based paints have been delayed since mid-March due to Middle East tensions. Many fear their paint stocks will run out by late June. Industry bankruptcies are rising, with 48 cases from January to April, the fourth highest since 1989, threatening future business.
A Sabai City Council member, Hikaru Tsuchida, was referred to prosecutors on May 20 by Fukui Prefectural Police. He is suspected of violating the Public Offices Election Act. Tsuchida allegedly paid illegal rewards to campaigners for a former Echizen City mayor's team during the Fukui gubernatorial election held in January this year.
The G7 finance ministers meeting in Paris concluded on May 19th, adopting a joint statement. They agreed on the urgent need to address risks from Middle East tensions affecting the food sector. Rising fertilizer prices threaten global food production. A fertilizer corridor to ensure safe shipping was discussed as an option to stabilize supply chains.
The Naha District Court has rejected a request to nullify the House of Representatives election results. This decision comes in a lawsuit challenging the disparity in the value of one vote across different constituencies. The court found no grounds to invalidate the election based on the alleged vote disparity.
A bill to establish a disaster prevention agency will begin deliberation in the House of Councillors on May 22nd. Ruling and opposition parties have agreed. Prime Minister Takeichi will attend to explain the bill's purpose and answer questions. This agency aims to serve as the central command for disaster countermeasures.
Allegations of bid rigging for the Hokkaido Shinkansen extension to Sapporo spark concerns over further delays. The Japan Fair Trade Commission raided 9 construction companies on May 19th, suspecting Anti-Monopoly Act violations. The Shinkansen extension is already 8 years behind schedule. Local officials worry about the impact on the opening date, urging a swift investigation.
The Chinese Foreign Ministry announced on May 19th that the U.S. and China will begin intergovernmental dialogue on AI. This agreement came during President Donald Trump's meeting with President Xi Jinping in China. As major AI powers, both nations aim to promote AI development and governance, addressing increasing risks like misuse and cyber attacks.
では、スポーツニュースをお伝えします。
Oryx Buffalo's pitcher Hiroya Miyagi, 24, underwent Tommy John surgery on his left elbow in the United States. Miyagi reported discomfort during a game in April and was diagnosed with a damaged medial collateral ligament. He participated in the World Baseball Classic in March. Miyagi hopes to return to play in about 1 year, and the team supports his recovery.
The Dodgers defeated the Padres 5-4, reclaiming first place. Shohei Ohtani contributed with 2 hits in 3 at-bats and a walk, marking his 4th consecutive multi-hit game. He hit a double and recorded an RBI. The Dodgers secured their comeback victory in the 9th inning, capitalizing on an error by the Padres closer.
Southampton has been expelled from the Premier League promotion playoffs and will face a 4-point deduction next season. The club was penalized for spy activities, reportedly sending staff to observe an opponent's practice. As a result, Middlesbrough, who Southampton defeated, will now advance to the final. Southampton reserves the right to appeal the decision.
IV Golf is reportedly preparing for a potential U.S. bankruptcy filing. This comes after its primary backer, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, stopped providing funds. The golf league is actively seeking new investors. If new funding cannot be secured, IV Golf may cease operations after the season concludes in late August.
Chicago White Sox player Munetaka Murakami, 26, shared a 4.5-minute conversation with baseball legend Ichiro Suzuki, 52, Before a game in Seattle, Ichiro, a Mariners special assistant, was spotted by Murakami during pregame practice. Photos of their meeting, featuring both smiling, were shared by both teams in MLB's official social media.
Arsenal has secured the Premier League title for the first time in 22 years. Their championship was confirmed after second-place Manchester City drew 1-1 with Bournemouth, leaving Arsenal 5 points clear with one game remaining. Under manager Mikel Arteta, Arsenal finished the season strongly, achieving 25 wins, 7 draws, and 5 losses.
The Japan Gymnastics Association has apologized after video data for the NHK Cup's online streaming service was corrupted and lost. A system error caused the problem, making restoration difficult. The association expressed deep regret to viewers and ticket holders, offering full refunds for archive viewing tickets. They promised to strengthen system management and data backups.
Cristiano Ronaldo has been named to Portugal's national team squad for the upcoming FIFA World Cup. This marks a historic achievement for Ronaldo, as he becomes the first player ever to be selected for 6 World Cup tournaments. Portugal will begin its campaign in the North American tournament this June.
The Chicago White Sox are reportedly facing significant financial difficulties, leading to speculation about potential player releases. There are concerns that this cash shortage could even result in Munetaka Murakami's departure from the team. Experts are predicting a worst-case scenario for the club, highlighting the severity of their financial situation.
Michihisa Kano, the new head coach of Japan's women's national football team, Nadeshiko Japan, held a press conference. He announced his goal to win next year's Women's World Cup, promising to showcase aggressive and dynamic football. Former national team player Atsuto Uchida will join his coaching staff, bringing world-class experience to the team.
続いて、国際ニュースです。
Chinese President Xi Jinping met Russian President Vladimir Putin in Beijing. Discussions focused on their ally Iran, which faced U.S. attacks and strengthening strategic cooperation. They plan to sign a joint statement on enhancing their partnership. This marks Putin's 25th visit to China, and they aim to expand energy cooperation, including the Power of Siberia 2 gas pipeline.
A man with a knife attacked a Japanese restaurant in Shanghai, injuring 3 people, 2 Japanese men and 1 Chinese woman. The attacker was apprehended calmly after the incident. Police are investigating the motive, but noted the man has a history of mental illness. Japan's chief cabinet secretary urged China to clarify the truth and prevent similar incidents.
The Ebola outbreak in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo has now claimed 131 lives, with 26 new suspected deaths reported in 24 hours. WHO Director General expressed deep concern over the speed and scale of the spread. There are 516 suspected and 33 confirmed cases in Congo, plus 2 confirmed cases in neighboring Uganda.
The U.S. is reportedly planning to significantly reduce the size of military forces it mobilizes for NATO crises, according to Reuters. This move, expected to be notified to allies this week, raises concerns about a de facto U.S. withdrawal from NATO. Vice President Vance stated Europe should take more responsibility for its own territorial integrity.
U.S. President Trump said he did not actually decide on a retaliatory attack on Iran, despite earlier announcing its postponement. He told reporters he was 1 hour away from ordering it, suggesting it was imminent. U.S. officials were reportedly surprised and confused by his announcement, with some believing further delays are possible without negotiation progress.
Taiwanese President Lai Ching-te stated he hopes U.S. arms sales continue, calling them necessary for peace in the Taiwan Strait. He added that if he has the opportunity to speak with President Trump, he would convey the sentiments of Taiwanese society. Lai emphasized Taiwan's defense buildup aims to avoid war, not to provoke.
Heavy rains have caused widespread damage across inland China, leading to floods and landslides. Authorities report that at least 20 people have died so far. The severe weather has impacted various regions since last week, with rescue efforts underway to address the ongoing disasters.
The trial concluded for a Hong Kong civil group that organized vigils for the Tiananmen Square incident. The group is accused of inciting subversion. A verdict is expected in July, which will be closely watched for its implications on freedom of speech and assembly in Hong Kong.
Russia claimed Ukraine plans drone attacks on Russia from Latvia and threatened retaliation. Russia's UN ambassador said Ukrainian drone units are deployed at Latvian military bases. Latvia denied the accusation as absolute lies. The U.S. warned against threatening NATO members, affirming its commitment to NATO obligations.
President Trump plans to attend the G7 summit in Evian, France from June 15-17. White House officials indicate Trump wants to prioritize economic discussions, including promoting U.S.-developed AI tools and reducing reliance on China for critical minerals. Repairing U.S.-European relations strained by Iran policy will also be a key focus.
続いて、文化・芸能ニュースをお伝えします。
Director Kiyoshi Kurosawa's historical drama, Kuro Rojo, starring Masahiro Motoki, premiered at the 79th Cannes Film Festival. The film, selected for the Cannes premiere section, received a standing ovation from about 1,000 audience members. Motoki was moved to tears by the warm reception. Actors Masaki Suda and Ryota Miyadate also attended the successful screening.
Yuta Tamamori of Kiss My FT2 will star in TV Asahi's new drama My Fiction, premiering July 5th. This is his first lead drama role in about 4 years. He plays a caregiver who, after an accident, finds an imposter living as him. His family and friends mysteriously no longer recognize him, creating a challenging situation.
Riho Yoshioka will portray Tetsuko Kuroyanagi in the film Sukiyaki, Ui Muit Aruko, opening December 25th. Kuroyanagi herself nominated Yoshioka for the role. Yoshioka expressed her determination to play Kuroyanagi as a person who lived through that era rather than an imitation. The film tells the story behind the famous song Sukiyaki.
Taiwanese author Yang Shuangsu won the International Booker Prize for her novel Taiwan Manuroku. The story is set in Taiwan during the period of Japanese colonial rule. This is the first time a work translated from Chinese has received the prestigious British Literary Award. The announcement was made on May 19th in London.
Yusei Sai, 15, residing in the U.S., won the Best Overall Prize in the 12-14 age category at the Youth America Grand Prix Ballet Competition. The results were announced on May 18th in Houston, Texas, and Takahashi, 14, and Sota Teranishi, 12, also secured first place in their respective female and male divisions.
A Spanish court acquitted singer Shakira of tax evasion charges for 2011. The court ordered Spanish authorities to refund her 60 million euros, about 11 billion yen, including interest. Authorities plan to appeal. The court ruled that prosecutors failed to prove she resided in Spain for over 183 days that year, which is a condition for taxation.
Arashi, concluding activities after their May 31st Tokyo Dome concert, has reportedly declined all TV special program offers. Despite restarting their tour in March, the group has not appeared in mass media. Instead of TV specials, Arashi members have decided to produce a message video as an alternative way to connect with their fans.
The Japan Shogi Association announced a reform proposal to help create the first female professional shogi player. The plan grants professional 4-dan status to female or amateur players who achieve eligibility for the professional qualification exam 3 times. This new rule will be deliberated at the general meeting on June 5th.
Director Kiyoshi Kurosawa's first historical drama, Kuro Rojo, screened in the Cannes premiere section of the 79th Cannes Film Festival on May 19th. Starring Masahiro Motoki and Masaki Suda, the film is based on an award-winning historical mystery novel. It received a standing ovation from the audience, with director Kurosawa expressing his deep gratitude.
The Takarazuka Review announced that Moon Troop's top star, An Hozuki, and top Musumeyaku, Juriyamashi, will retire. Their final performances will be in March next year, concluding with Artemis in the Celestial Sphere and Belle Époque at the Tokyo Takarazuka Theater. Hozuki became a top star in July 2024.
今日のニュースは以上です。最後までお付き合いいただき、ありがとうございました。おやすみなさい。